One of the hardest things about being a new YouTuber or a new YouTube channel or a small YouTube channel is growing that channel. And part of that has to do with appearing on YouTube's search algorithm for being promoted on the trending page or on the search engine that you type in here. And you can actually use this feature to your advantage because what you do is you look at the videos that you produce and you want to try to tag them and title them so that they appear on that search engine result. Now this particular video that I made about a day or two ago ended up being renamed several times. I ended up going with how much do YouTubers make? And the reason I did that title was to try to get it to appear on the search results. You'll see here when we start to type a search term, now we can say how much does YouTube pay. When I do that, you can see here it says how much money does YouTube pay. This usually shows up, you know, the exact term if you have that. And the more of these type of searches you can get to appear on, the more likely you're going to have views. In this case, searching under those words, how much does YouTube pay? I don't show up on the first page. I doubt I even show up at all. So I'm going to show you how I got mine to appear. I had started initially when I was doing that video to title it and to try to make it appear. I had looked up this term, how much money do YouTubers make? This is the one I had searched on. So how much money do YouTubers make? Now, several things I wanted to point out about this search result that came up. Notice this first one is an ad that has 16 million views. This company or this guy paid money to have this ad run. I don't know how much he paid for 16 million views, but that is one way to get the view count up on your channel potentially. And to get people to come to your channel. I'm going to actually research that some more. So if we end up taking advertising out, I may do that. I think you can advertise directly on YouTube. You can also advertise on Facebook to link your YouTube video to bring people from Facebook to your page here. But this guy here has the top spot, so he's a lucky kid here. He's got how much money do small YouTubers make? And notice that it also searches here, says YouTubers make money, how much do you make? So he used a lot of the same words in the search phrase here, and it showed up first. So you can try to play with that to get it come up, but I'm not sure exactly how the algorithm is coming with what it does. But I tried playing around with a bunch of different ways to phrase it, and sometimes my video disappeared completely on this list. So getting it to even show up here on this first page for me, I ended up settling with this spot. This is only 1 day old video, and I put it up here. I typed this phrase here as my title. How much do YouTubers make? And notice the phrase that came up says, how much do YouTubers make? For those who are curious about how much money small YouTubers make, I tried to put that in the very beginning of the description because it turns out that I think the algorithm concentrates mostly on the title itself and the first couple sentences of your description. So for me to even make it up here was actually kind of difficult, but it's critical to trying to get people to view your videos. Now we've only got a very small number of views, so not that many people are either searching this or they're not even bothering to go to my video. They're clicking one of these earlier ones. This guy here 2 years ago did this and has over 1 million views on that video alone because a lot of people starting YouTube want to know how much money they can make. This one's only 4 months old and has 14,000 views. And the reason these views are racking up is when people type that phrase that you see up here on the search bar, these are the people who show up on this. Now, I managed to get it up here. Originally, I had it up even higher, but then I changed something, and now I can't get it back up there. Or YouTube sometimes, I think, may randomly move these 1 or 2 spots up and down if they're like equal, you know, as far as what YouTube considers significance to answering the question here. So, we now know how to get our video to appear on the first search results. This is actually a very big giveaway here to help you self-promote your channel. But the issue is this, though. How do you do this consistently? Well, it's kind of hard because certain search phrases and terms have a lot of people typing it in. You can see if I just went with how much do YouTubers make. I think this was the result that I had here. It shows me over here that I say how much money do YouTubers make. I don't know if that even shows up. How much? So I show up here on this one. My internet went out. Images aren't showing up. You can see it moves around, but I do appear on this term also, and earning money YouTube. You can see that the results become different depending on the phrasing that you use for your search results. And this can be significant and can be used to your advantage, because if you produce a lot of similar videos and you're having a hard time getting into that one search phrase, you can try rephrasing your title, changing the descriptions a little bit. And if you make multiple videos that are similar, you can name them differently and have different descriptions on there that try to key in on this key search term. And that's what I've been doing, is I've actually been going through my videos. I have over 1,000 of them already. And originally they had interesting titles, but nobody would ever find them, like Repairing the Hut, Part 2, or whatever. Or Seeing an Alien Encounter, or something, or whatever. It was stuff that people would have to search that term to find, which meant my video got buried. It never got promoted to anyone outside of people who already subscribed to the channel. So what I started to do, and have been doing over the last week or so, and continue to do every day, is I've been going to my channel and looking at my playlist. You see on my channel here, we're currently up to 6,122 subscribers from yesterday or the day before when we ran the this video. I think at the time we were at just below 6,100 subscribers. So it gained about 20 or so in a day or two. Not too good, but not bad. It's better than negative, which can happen sometimes when you end up having people who decide they don't really like your channel because they don't like the content or whatever. So here's what I do. I actually have tried to make playlists and may break down some of my videos into even smaller playlists. But I go into my playlist here. Let's go with my creative playlist and say, where's more? Okay. Notice some of the terms have changed on some of my videos. Like, I now name this playlist Minimalism, Living in a Van, Van Life, Van Dwelling, Van Dweller, Blog Entries. And the reason I did that was because most of my video content, especially in this vlog, has been about living in a van. And Christabella, an old friend, not that she's an old lady, she's a friend I've known for, I think we're going on like 30-something years, who has her channel with her daughter now called Christabella, I think, told me that, you know, my channel is actually a lot about minimalism, and minimalism is like a hot term right now, so I might want to incorporate it. So what I did was I started tagging my videos here. I didn't do this one, although I may tag this one. Some of it has to do with spaces. You're only allowed a certain number of letters. So notice, like, originally this said quick intro and some background. Then I was like, man, I better start tagging it as van dweller and van living type stuff, because those are the people I want to draw to this channel, because that's what this content is about. So I started tagging this. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to leave this one because this video does show up on searches, so I don't want to mess with it. I've seen it show up like in the first page on a lot of searches, and I want to leave it there because this can help the channel to grow. But you'll see here I started to use word minimalism. Actually, I don't think I used it in this playlist yet. I used it mostly on the cooking ones. Notice it now says minimalist van dweller making Thai papaya salad at the hut, living the van life. That's a crazy title, but I'm having to do it because I'm trying to program the search engine result of the search to bring this video up near the top or near, you know, the front page, where people will find it, because I want people to see this video and then say, hey, you know what? This is a pretty cool channel. Maybe I'll start checking out his other videos. And then if they like the content, they'll actually hit the subscribe button. So you'll notice a lot of times I've been using the word minimalist now. And I've also noticed another keyword that's starting to show up is what they call it, digital nomad. So I started to tag some of my videos with that. And the reason is it's true, you know. I mean, it's like I think those are like catchphrases, sadly, you know, like minimalism, even van dweller and van life and digital nomad. To me, they're just catchy phrases. But the problem is, if you're trying to promote your channel, you're going to have to play that game. You're going to have to start tagging your videos with those terms, if that's what your video is about. Now, my content, in fact, is about minimalism and, you know, being a digital nomad and all that. So I don't have any problems with tagging them. It's just, to me, it's like playing a game where you're trying to tag these things so that you're labeling yourself as that, even though I don't know if I consider myself a true minimalist, even though I do live a minimalistic lifestyle. Not because I'm a minimalist, but because I like not having too much junk. You know, even though I guess that may be the definition of minimalism. But I started to tag this, like, cook. Notice the word cheap also. I started to use these kind of words and stuff, and minimalism, van dweller, van life and stuff, in the titles, and I may go through and edit the descriptions to get those to try to show up high on the search engine results. Let's take a look at minimalist and see what happens, or minimalism. Minimalism, okay, and see if I show up at all on the search result. And you can see there is a lot of people, and I'm not on here at all. I think really to be effective, your search should come up in the first page or so. I think anything beyond that, people aren't going to click on it, because there's a lot of choices here. People are going to click a couple, learn what they need to learn, and go on. And it helps these channels that have so many views. Look at this one. I think if you're a pretty woman, young woman, you have a big heads up or big boost on YouTube, because there's a lot of people that will click on it just because you're a pretty woman. If you're like me, an old fart, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, okay? But, like, look at this. I don't think he's that cute. But, and this is a fairly new video here. It's a 3-month-old video. He actually made it up here. The big problem with minimalism, there's a keyword, and he says minimalist living. Notice he's got these kind of words here, and the word living again, and living. He's trying to, and he's very good at it. 3 months old, and he's already up here at the front page and not too far down. So people may actually click him. And same with these people, minimalist living, minimalist couple living. Notice the word living and minimalist goes together. So that's a trigger for me to let me know that those are keywords I should be emphasizing. So all this is kind of what I consider research if you're truly serious about promoting your channel and learning more. And I will show you my own stuff and how I ended up doing it right now. I just clicked on here, and basically, originally it just said cooking cheap breakfast at the hut. Then I added van dweller. Then I had to add living van life in a van dweller. Actually, I can remove that, but maybe leaving it twice. Then it has, you know, as long as the title's long enough. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change this a little bit, because I want it to cover a lot of different search terms to try to come up. So I'm just going to open this. Not have the video run because I don't want the noise here.
Basically, you want the water.
Alright, so it says minimalist van dweller, cooking cheap breakfast at the hut, living van life. That's a crazy title, and I know some people have questioned me about why I have such crazy titles. The crazy titles aren't designed, I mean, they're designed to let viewers know what it's about, but it's really meant for being read by the computerized robot, the algorithm, as people refer to it, for YouTube and Google search engine results. So I'm trying to program the title here to bring it up on, as one of the first entries or first page entries. It's hard to get spot number one. I don't know exactly how they're doing it. They may be better than me, but as I learn these little tricks, I'll be sharing it with you. But I have the word here: minimalist van dweller, cooking cheap breakfast at the hut, living. Remember that living and minimalist has to go together. Van life and a van dweller. Okay, I don't need in a van dweller, although I have living in a van. Living van life, and I'm going to say digital nomad van life. Living digital nomad van life. I decide to make bacon, eggs, and rice for breakfast at the hut as I start working on the hut. Okay. This is very descriptive of what's happening, but I'm going to add some of these terms here. I'm going to make, I decided to make a minimalist, bacon and rice for breakfast at the hut. Okay, I had the word hut on here twice, so I don't really need that. This area here is very important. So the better you are at coming up with the correct terms, the better your search engine results. Now I notice I have minimalist, van dweller. Okay. I think I'm going to say living minimalist, van dweller, cooking cheap breakfast at the hut, living digital nomad van life. Okay, I decided to make living as a minimalist van dweller. I decided to make a minimalist bacon, eggs, and rice breakfast while living at the hut. Well, rice for breakfast. I decided to make a minimalist bacon, eggs, and rice breakfast. See all this at the hut as I start working on the hut to brace it for the incoming storm? That's useless. So, because I'm more serious now about trying to promote this channel and get the count up, I'm having to do this crazy stuff. And yes, this is very time consuming. But if I do it correctly, my videos will start to show up more on the search engine results for YouTube, and the channel will be promoting itself on search engine through YouTube. Okay, living as a minimalist van dweller, I decided to make a minimalist bacon, eggs, and rice breakfast at the bushcraft hut as I started working. Okay. At the bushcraft hut, because my channel also has a lot of bushcraft type stuff in it, especially when it dealt with the hut and the yurt. And rice breakfast at the bushcraft hut. I decided to make a minimalist bacon, eggs, and rice breakfast at the bushcraft hut to feed a hungry digital nomad living in a van. You're like, this is crazy description. It describes what the video is, but it has the keywords that I'm trying to get to show up, which is minimalist, van dweller, living as a minimalist, van dweller, Also wanted to do digital nomad living in a van. And I'm trying to fit all these in and still have it make sense, because I don't know if the algorithm checks for gobbledygook, but if you could make gobbledygook that doesn't make sense, I think the search algorithm may end up not promoting your videos. So this has to make sense, and it should describe what the video is, because if you put all these tags in it, yeah, you're going to show up, but if people come here looking for, you know, minimalist cooking at a hut, and that's not what your video is about, it's going to end up backfiring, and people aren't going to sub to your channel and see you as a non-valid. So let me save that result and see what happens. Oh, hi. Wow, my wife just came in. I'm working. Yeah. It's all right. I'm going to pause this now, and we'll continue this later.